So the first thing that I want to do is list my factors for both numbers. Okay, what are my factors of 9? So I'm going to list out the factors. The factors of 9 are 1, 9, and 3. There's no other set of numbers that can multiply together to make 9. So the only factors of 9 are 1, 9, and 3. You don't have to count the other 3 because we've already mentioned 3 as one of the factors. So 1, 9, and 3 are factors of 9. So now let's find the factors of 15. So I always start with 1 times that number because that is always going to be factors of a number. 1 times 15 and 3 times 5. So the factors of 15 are 1, 15, 3, and 5. So now we want to compare our two lists and figure out first of all, which factors do they have in common? But then we need to figure out, well, which is the biggest of those factors that they have in common. So we're going to run through our factors. Okay, so I like to just start with the list that's at one top. It doesn't matter which one you start with, but I'm going to start with the factors of 9 since that's my first number. So my first factor is 1, and I see that they definitely have 1 in common, right? They both have 1 as a factor. In fact, all numbers have 1 as a factor. So their first factor that they have in common is 1. So then I'm going to go to 9. I'm going to look down here and see, do they have 9 in common? And the answer is no, they don't. So I'm going to cross off the 9 because that is not a factor that they have in common. Then I'm going to go to my next factor, and that's 3. So I'm going to look down here at the factors of 15 and see, do they have 3 in common? And the answer is yes, they do. 3 is a factor that they have in common. So I don't have to go through 3 again, right? We've already talked about how 3 is a factor of 9 and 15. So now I'm going to go down here and just check the factors I have left. So 15, of course, is not a factor that they have in common, and neither is 5. So now I have the common factors 1 and 3. Those are the two factors that these numbers have in common. So all you have to ask yourself as the last step is, which one is bigger? And of course, we know that 3 is bigger than 1, so the greatest common factor is 3.